Chapter 3, The Analysis. The ad campaign by Saatchi and Saatchi for Club 18-30 was released in the United Kingdom. The ad appeared in the form of a poster and was accompanied by two other poster designs with a similar visual message. Club 18-30 is a holiday company who are owned by Thomas Cook. They offer cut-price holidays for young men and women who seek a livelier holiday than these offered by many other holiday providers. Club 18-30 started up in 1965. It took 580 yuppies to the Costa Brava, an event that the tour operator claims made history. Club 18-30 was founded by the Horizon Group. It is said that the brand was created for the company to fill unused seats on night flights to tourist destinations. Between the 1970s and 1980s, Club 18-30 was under the wing of the old group. They became very popular and at this point the common name for youth holidays. The ILG group collapsed in 1991. After this had happened, Club 18-30 still managed to survive. The popular holiday provider was rescued by management buyout and later relaunched as the club. In 1994 the company relaunched its old name. Later in 1999 the brand was bought by Thomas Cook. The group now claims it owns 65% of the youth holiday market and has more than 100,000 travelers each year, with the majority expecting sun, sea, sex and sangria. Europe's #1 holiday company for young people for over 45 years. In the financial year of 2001-2, Club 18-30 racked up sales worth 48 M, and still managed to achieve a good profit despite only partly achieving its targets. In 2002 the Saatchi and Saatchi shocking ads generated 490 complaints. Their posters included taglines like "Viva España" and "It's not all sex, sex, sex." There's a bit of sun and sea as well. Club 18-30 spokesman David Smithson had this to say: "It's a product that's aimed at a very specific target audience who are not discouraged by publicity." I believe he is saying they are aware of their target group, and that is who they cater for. The target group is not concerned with opinions raised by the press. The ad campaign I have chosen to look at was created by Saatchi and Saatchi in 2002. This ad was released in London for the brand Club 18-30. This risky ad secured the top place in the Brand Republic Creative League table and won recognition at the Cannes International Advertising Festival. The commercial title bar was released in January 2002. This ad would not be accepted in many cultures, but in the Western world sex is a cultural norm and causes strong visual arousal. When creating an ad, it is important to know what culture your target group fits in and how the ad communicates with them. Using roll and bath pans in the ad as a guideline, I will deconstruct Club 18-30's ad for clearer understanding of the message they are portraying. Here we have a Club 18-30 advertisement. Some people, tables, chairs, bottles, glasses, rubbish wrappers, an ashtray with a used cigarette inside, all within a beach bar sheltered by red and yellow canopies. The scene is lit by red, orange, yellow, purple and blue lights with a dark night sky background. Let us try to break down the different messages it contains. The image immediately provides a series of discontinuous signs. A sign is anything that can be used to communicate, and discontinuous can be used as a variable or a function, meaning the lacking of a sequence. This means one sign could represent the meaning without the support of another. My first observation of the scene is clear. I can see it is a night out on a flirtatious holiday package provided by Club 18-30. This goes back to my point of the cultural norm. In the Western culture we are used to this idea of nightlife and the flirtatious youth that inhabits it. This ad would not work the same in Islam, as the culture beliefs are different. A signified, which itself implies one euphoric value, is that by going on a holiday with Club 18-30 you will experience a flirtatious, fun-filled holiday full of overwhelming excitement and partying with sexually active young people. Euphoric or euphoria is described by dictionary reference as the following: a feeling of happiness, confidence, or well-being. Its signifier is the positions in which the people are situated. The coded iconic message. The coded iconic message looks at the symbolic meaning behind the image. The symbolic meaning behind this image is sex. Perspective has been used to create illusions of censored nature. The people in the scene have been placed in positions, almost like the Sims controlled in a manner to act out censored favors. They have constructed this scene of play to appeal to the target group within the Western youth culture that is stereotyped as sex-crazed. This shock caused by perspective stimulates the reader and makes you turn back or almost in awe of the situation. In the left corner and far right we see acts of fellow show being performed. The woman on the far right with the blonde hair is holding a glass that is dripping an excessive amount of froth. If we go back to the cultural norm we can understand this is a symbol of a censored, that is ejaculating. On the far left we see a man giving, censored, to a woman standing. She is extremely happy. We can see this by the huge grin she has. In the center of the image we can see a man with a woman on either side of him. He appears to be groping the, censored, of one while griping the thigh of the other, or almost foreplay on the dance floor. The one person that stands out from the image is the lady sitting in the center of the room holding a head.
I will address this at a later time. To read this first sign requires only the Western cultural knowledge, which is in some sort implanted as part of human nature. If you live within this region and are of the younger generation, you will understand that this imagery will appeal to the sexually active youth culture that thrives of sex. Sex evokes a hardwired emotional response that is linked to species survival. We can help that our eyes and ears are drawn to it because emotional information has a way of piercing our perceptual fields by rising above other environmental information trying to get our attention. Sex sales and advertisers are aware that it is an effective selling tool. For well over 30 years, sex in one form or another has been a mainstay in Calvin Klein fragrance, fashion, underwear, and accessories ads. The result: in 2005, products with Calvin's name generated at least $1 billion in annual revenue. This image was made with the intent to be deconstructed by the target audience and convey the company's message: come on holiday with us and have sex with strangers. At first we think we see something shock tactics, then have to look again and realize that it is not what is going on, although it could have been what was going on. Being from the Western culture in which the ad was aimed for, the people within the target group would have found this very humorous. A second sign is more or less equally evident, meaning just as obvious. Its signifier is the brand's name, Club 18 to 30. The linguistic message is represented by any forms of captions or labels. This is a logo in the top left-hand corner. In many cases, a brand name acts as a signifier of the values associated with the company's services or products. The signifier is that the logo directly indicates their target age group, the name Club 18 to 30, and the knowledge of specific age groups that would buy into the stereotypical lifestyle. Another aspect of the logo are the colors. The logo is partly pink and partly yellow. Pink signifies love, romance and friendship, while yellow signifies happiness, joy and energy. Such emotion evoked by the colors has been produced in the image. We can see this by the play of the characters and emotions on their face. Continuing to explore the image, there is no difficulty in discovering at least 3 other signs. The first, the collection of different bottles and glasses in the scene. Seeing alcohol transmits the idea of intoxication. On the one hand, not everyone is drinking, a few people are dancing or are in conversation, and on the other there are more glasses and bottles than people within the scene. This suggests that everyone could be drinking. In another other sign which I mentioned earlier, we see a woman in the center of the room with her hand on her face. The signified could be her embarrassment for the censored acts she is witnessing, or could possibly be a migraine caused by alcohol. The last sign is the lighting in the image. The use of warm colors red, orange and purple evoke passion, desire, and love, just like the logo.
When looking into the meaning of color, I found that red increases respiration rate and raises blood pressure. This would be ideally what would happen in a nightclub All these additional signs help translate the message to us.